Welcome back. Once again, I'm Dr. Frank Springhoff from Port Angeles, Washington, and I'm the co-developer of morphogenic field technique. So this is video 4 in our series. And in our first 4 videos, we discussed the morphogenic field and using it to gather information. We talked about our foundations kit and how we deal with foundational nutrition first before we move into clinical nutrition. And in our last video, we talked about clinical nutrition from the idea of gathering information from the cells. And we want to get the information as close to the origin of the problem as possible. So when we deal with cell energies, we're getting right to it as the cells are being developed. So those cells will turn into tissues, those tissues will turn into organs, and eventually they will become you, the organism. So we're very proud of this kit. It has been quite the revolution in muscle response testing, and it has made morphogenic field technique what we believe is the most accurate muscle response testing that has ever been developed. Now, once we find a cell that has a need, we need to know what the need is, and so we have 3 questions for the cells. So question number 1, is there an immune challenge? And that is answered on page 1 of our blue kit called MFT Immune Autotoxemia. So is there an immune challenge? What kind of immune challenge? Then what are you going to do about it? So Standard Process and MetaHerb have great solutions for these immune challenges to help support your own immune system and help it do the battle against these energies in your body. So if in fact it's not an immune challenge, if it's just a problem with the environment and the toxicity in the environment, we have to address that. So we begin by talking about the toxic foods. So this row are foods that are toxic, and they're getting to be more of them all the time. Now in this kit we have the energy of 7 different types of problems relating to the process of genetically engineering our food, the GMOs. And GMOs, genetically modified organisms, are where they do gene splicing. They take the genes of a virus or a bacteria and they insert it into our food supply because they're looking for a certain trait. Well, their primary goal in doing this is to be able to add more pesticides and more herbicides into the soil so that they have an easier time of growing the food. However, it doesn't really look like food to the body anymore. And we know this because we've been doing this technique now for 5 years using these energies, and we've helped a lot of sick people by eliminating these things in their diet. So when you deal with the toxic foods, when you deal with the toxic chemicals, and when you deal with the heavy metals in the environment, you can help a person rid these from their body. Now that's a 2-part process because we need Standard Process to provide the supplements that will move these toxins out of the body. They're very much individualized for the person. Like one person will hold on to Roundup in their body, whereas another person will hold on to the toxins from genetically modified sugar beets. And they'll be able to purge. One person will purge one thing, but the other person will hang on to it. So when we do Standard Process supplements, when we recommend them, what we're trying to do is increase the body's ability to drain these toxins out or purify once again. So first of all, we have to tell the patient what the source of the toxin exposure is so they know to avoid it. And number 2, here's the supplements that your body's asking for to move it through. And many of these supplements we've already tested in the red kit. So we come back to the red kit in various stages of our steps because most of the drainage remedies are going to be in the red kit down in this autotoxemia section. So we come back after identifying these and find what the best drainage remedy is for that. So it's a nice little circle that makes sure that we've addressed everything as it needs to be addressed. Okay, then the final phase of our testing procedure is what we call fatty acid balancing. Now, fatty acids play a huge role in the inflammatory response of the body, and it is such a simple procedure to make sure that the body is getting all the fatty acids that it needs. Now, Standard Process and MetaHerb supply the supplements that will rebalance the fatty acids, along with some of the better fatty acids are out there on the market, like just plain old butter or coconut oil or olive oil, and sometimes that's what people need. But if It's hard to get standard process and MetaHerb have it available to you, but you need to be able to identify that for the patient. So in our procedure, in 3 to 5 minutes, we can test all of these things. And it's a beautiful system. And like I told you in the last video, our goal only is to create a large balanced field, because the person will have energy, they will feel great, they will be moving in a direction of healing, and you keep them there. And they also learn that supplements are something that they may need to be doing forever. They may not need as much as they needed initially, but long term they're going to require the right nutrition in any way, shape, or form that their body will accept it and get it. So that's the beauty of our process and the procedure. It's fast, it's incredibly accurate. You never have to worry. There's many checks and balances with this, so you know that the person is really requiring the supplements that you're recommending for them, and they know it. And on the internet, at our website, which is morphogenicfieldtechnique.com, we have a lot of videos there, so you can watch this procedure being performed. If you have any questions about it, you can do that. So we're coming to your area soon. So if you're interested in coming to the seminar, we're going to have a special offer for you. So if you register within the next week of receiving this series of videos in your inbox, our mini seminar, we will give you a free copy of the book that I wrote with one of my patients, Sydney Solter, that describes the morphogenic field technique testing procedure. And it goes into great detail talking about the problems with the food, the problems with the environment, our premise of a large balanced energy field, the history of how we developed this, and action steps that you can take to improve the health of your family and the health of your patients and your own health. So consider coming to a morphogenic field technique seminar. If you, like I say, if you register within the next week, you will be getting a free copy of this book, Bugs in My Brain, Poison on My Plate. The poison on my plate part, that's pretty obvious. The bugs in my brain part relates to some of the parasite energies that we've found and the ways the patients have described them after they've improved. So it's a great book. We have a few success stories in here that are very inspiring, and it's a great read. I think you'll enjoy reading about morphogenic field technique. So thank you for, I hope this was time well spent for you, and I hope you consider coming to the seminar. Stay tuned, and we'll be talking about when the seminar will be in your area and how you can get registered for that. So thank you very much for watching.